Hello, my name is Casper, and it gives me great pleasure to be with you here today. I'm from Promethean, and I'm the head of sales covering the ASEAN and Northeast Asia region. Promethean is a very interesting company. Education is encoded into our DNA in everything and anything that we do, from designing to manufacturing, hardware, software, and cloud-based platform. It is always with education in mind. Hence, our mission and vision is really to unleash human potential by revolutionizing the way in which the world learns. We look at education from a holistic angle, and as such, we have designed an ecosystem that any country, any ministry, or even any school can adopt to make education technology work for them and achieve the objectives they have set out to achieve. So when we look at this ecosystem, the baseline really is the embracement of interactive technology. We do interactive whiteboards, panels, interactive tables, and a whole bunch of stuff that supports feedback from students. Now, this would not be complete without interactive content. It gives me great pleasure to share with you that we're agnostic to content. It does not matter what the industry has, we can use them with our system. Last but not least, we have recently developed a cloud-based platform that's able to work with school information systems and create a feedback loop. It is a continuous feedback loop that allows teachers to do early intervention and not wait 3 months later after the class test to understand that the student's level of understanding is where it's not desirable, or it's not as impactful as they wish it to be. Now, but we need to understand as well that this would not be possible if we don't focus on humans, teachers. So we provide professional services, consultation, for example. We look into professional development for teachers, and we strongly advise schools, principals, ministries to look into ongoing training and support. Ultimately, what we really want to do is to help all educators maximize the benefits of their investments. Right. Every country, every school, every teacher looks at student achievement, and they should. But in trying to increase the level of student achievement, we need to understand that there are developmental stages. So we call them education development stages. And in our very humble opinion, it's divided into 3 stages. The first stage being knowledge transfer, or what is most commonly known as the traditional teaching method. Right? Traditional teaching method is not wrong. It has served us well many years. It served us well today. But what we're saying is we can make it even better. If we embrace interactive technologies the way they should be embraced and immerse students in a 360-degree immersive interactive environment, you will see a spike in student achievement. At some point in time, it will plateau. And when this happens, we need to move on to the next stage of knowledge sharing, where teachers are less of an information center, but more of a learning facilitator. And students take more ownership. It's more student-focused, more student-centered. And then you see that, again, you have a rise in student achievement. At some point, it will plateau, and then we will have to move on to knowledge community. And this is where it's all directed by students. Teachers are essentially managers of the learning journey. Students consult teachers, and they look for answers on their own. Right? So this is ideal. Right? But in whichever stage that you are at, Promethean can play a very, very active role. Now, I would like to move into more interesting learning activities. So I've designed this. I would like to introduce all of you to Betty. Betty the ladybug. Betty has a problem. Betty has lost her spots. So our job is to help Betty find her spots. So first, we need to ask Betty, how many spots did you have? Oh, Betty said 4. So Betty had 4 spots. We found a bunch of spots, and we're gonna help Betty put the spots on her. So we're gonna get the first student to come up, and the first student takes this spot and puts it on Betty. And we ask the question, how many spots does Betty have now? Everybody will say 1. All right, how many spots do she still need? Oh, 3. Great. Another student comes up and puts another spot on her. And we repeat this process as an iterative process. What happens here is a very good example of increasing teaching and learning efficiency. Now, you've noticed what I've done is to teach math. What I've done is to teach number recognition and vocalization. What I've also done is to teach addition. And what I've also done is to teach subtraction. So we're teaching various topics at the same time. The best part about this is, at the press of a button, you can reset the page and do it again with a different name and a different number. Right? So this is one page that covers multiple topics at the same time in one single period. This is one of my favorites as well. I call this black portion Casper's magic wall. Casper's magic wall has a very unique property. It multiplies stuff. So we have a fox over here. We pull the fox across Casper's magic wall and it becomes foxes. We can do the same with a city. One city, after pulling it through the magic wall, becomes many cities. This is a lesson on English on plurals. But we can immediately change this into an activity on math or science, equations, whatever you will. Quite simply because you have the ability to modify this slide. Now, in my conversations with many teachers, there is always a lack of content. I'm here to share with you that teachers nowadays, using our system, do not have to go through too much pain to get content. Let me introduce you to Promethean Planet. Promethean Planet is a website of Prometheans where we have 93,000 resources. We have 2.3 million members worldwide, and what is most interesting is, if you look at the number of downloads, we have 43 million downloads. This tells you that the resources are of good quality. These resources are made by teachers for teachers. So teachers at any one point in time can decide to go search for a topic and use them. Let's try. I'm going to search for a topic. Let's pick one that's not very common. Trigonometry. So while it's searching, I'm going to go back and share another lesson with you. The city of Manila. So in this activity, we'll get students to tell us where they live. So for example, a student might say, oh, I live in San Miguel, and describe the area in which he or she lives. Oh, there is a river running across near my house. You know, this is the place I live in. It's a very nice place. It's a very nice town. Blah, 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 blah. Once you're done with it, shrink it. Put it to a side. And I'm going to use a feature that I've shown you just very just a short while ago, and we're going to use this tool to show this very unique vehicle that's only found in the Philippines. Right? So this is the jeepney, and the student describes the jeepney. It's very colorful, it travels from place to place, it's a very affordable mode of transport, it's considered public transport, etc., 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 etc. And then we go on to talk about, well, so safety. Some people don't adhere to safety rules, and blah blah blah, they hang out here, it's not right, yeah, good. And then we describe the place they live in. So across my house, there are many shops and they sell this and that and this and that. The weather near my place is usually very good at this time of the year. However, the traffic is even more fantastic. And then at the end of it all, this is where I live. Now, if you realize what I've just gone through with you is an example of descriptive writing. Normally, if a teacher were to teach descriptive writing in this way, the teacher will have to create several PowerPoint slides. One for the map, one for the zoom in of a map, one for the jeepney, one for the man, one for the houses in the neighborhood, one for the weather, one for the traffic. There's so many. But if you're using our system, all you need are 2 pictures in one slide. So it's really easy to create a very interactive lesson that allows teachers to engage the students with. And this is essentially the language of students nowadays. Let's see. Right, so we've done searching for trigonometry. And as you can see, we're displaying 1 to 10 of 77. So teachers actually have a choice of 77 different resources to use when they teach trigonometry. Right? Promethean Planet is free. All you have to do is to create an account, which is essentially free, and search. I would like to strongly suggest that you explore this, right, in your free time. This is another lesson I've created where we bring students to the garden virtually. So what you do is you ask them, what can we find in the flowers? What kind of animals or insects can you find? And you see, oh, so we have butterflies in the flowers. You have snakes living in a tree. Oh, you have birds there as well. Oh, and what can we find among this? Oh, we have spiders. And then we have a snail under the rock. And we have fishes, a turtle. The fish is here somewhere. There is a dragonfly. Oh, I think, oh, here's the fish. So without really having to bring the entire class to a garden, you can do this with them first. So they know what they're doing, they know what they're looking for, and they just go ahead and do experiential learning the way it's meant to be. You can also utilize this same method to teach biology. This is a man, and we can examine the skeletal structure of a man. The skull, the rib cage, everything is where it's supposed to be. And to be honest with you, it took me just 5 minutes to do this. All I did was to go online, search for a picture of a man, then search for a picture of a skeleton, size them, and then group it together, put one on top of the other, and then go on to Promethean Planet to find this magnifying glass that shows me what's underneath the first layer. And that's done. So, all in all, we have a whole bunch of features that helps teachers deliver very engaging, very interactive, very high impact lessons in class, including mathematical tools such as a ruler, where you can scale and draw very quickly. I'm going to use a red pen and draw lines. We have set squares. Oops. Now, if you do something that you're not supposed to, there's always the undo button. So don't panic. It's like the panic button. And then you can move the set squares. It gives you an angle. We also have a compass. This is my personal favorite because teachers really don't like to have a compass in their pencil case. It destroys the pencil case. So what we do with the compass is we put it at a point, and then you can start sizing the compass. And then once you're done with that, oops, my bad. Once you're done with sizing, you can just draw. You can change colors if you want, just by pressing the color button. And there you have it. Due to time constraint, I'm going to just stop for now. But if you're interested to find out more, please contact us. Thank you very much. 3, 2, 1.